Sunil, on this. Let us, in fact, introduce the second segment of this broadcast. Doubts have emerged over opener Abhishek Sharma's availability for India's second match of the 2026 T20 World Cup match against Namibia in New Delhi on February 12th after he missed the team's first training session at the Arun Jaitley Stadium on Tuesday. A report revealed that the batter has been hospitalized due to a stomach infection for the last 2 days. Abhishek had been unwell even before India's tournament opener against the US last Sunday. With his condition worsening after he took the field, the left-hander was dismissed for a duck and did not return for the second innings, with Sanju Samson replacing him as the substitute fielder. He also skipped the post-match handshakes. With that, let's in fact take a look at Abhishek Sharma's stats in T20 because this is an important. Everybody will have their eyes on if Abhishek Sharma will join Team India for this next match. So let's look at some of his international T20 stats. He has played 39 matches, 38 innings, 2 hundreds, not outs 2, runs 1297, 8 50s, highest score is 135, average is 36.03, fours is 123 and a strike rate of 194.45 and runs, as we told you, around 1294 and 88 sixes. So this is some of the statistics that we have about Abhishek Sharma. Let's in fact go across to Sunil Yashkalra. Over to you, sir.
Well, thank you very much. Let me just get Asadullah Khan here. Asad, what do you think of an injury to a prime batter? Because Abhishek Sharma, what is your first impression of Abhishek Sharma when you think of him as a cricketer? Of course, he was not far away from your cricket academy in Sharjah with
Mr. Kalra, if I can interrupt you again, I apologize, but Asadullah might have some connection issues. He is not with us right now. If you can direct your questions to Roland for the time being.
Roland, quick question. What is your assessment of Abhishek Sharma when you look at him as a cricketer, and that too who plays at the fastest rate in the history of T20 cricket? Your views?
Well, listen, with those sort of credentials, obviously a very important part of any makeup. So the team will certainly miss that sort of quality if not available. But at the same time, I think the team has got very good reserves, and that is very important if you're going to win a World Cup. You know, the quality of your entire squad is what it's going to be, because at times you're going to lose key players through loss of form, through injuries, through illness, and you have to replace them. So will be missed, but I'm sure the team will compensate for that. And, you know, we wish him a speedy recovery.
Well, do you think India has a problem of plenty when it comes to the batting, especially at the top 5 of the T20 games? Because you have someone like Sanju Samson, who's waiting in the dugout, who's supposed to be one of the most capable person. Do you think India suffers from a problem of plenty?
Most definitely. I think they're very fortunate to have at this moment in time a lot of very good players who are competing for a few spots. You know, that also creates a lot of pressure on the players who are actually in the team. But that is good pressure. As a coach, I would prefer to have people on the bench that I know are itching to get into the team and just as capable. So, you know, India are very fortunate right now. You know, all they've got to do really is to just, you know, play good, steady cricket, knowing that they've got a good squad, and things will work out.
Well, absolutely. But when you observe a batter, like, just spend some time on Abhishek Sharma. When you spend some the quality innings that he has, and you've witnessed it, what do you think makes him a special talent? Forget the scores and the fastest strike rate. What makes him so special?
Well, I think just the things that you've mentioned there, because all of those things that you've mentioned creates pressure for the bowlers. And, you know, once the bowler's on the back foot, you know, then they've got problems. He does that well. You know, he creates real pressure for the bowlers to the point where, you know, they're not sure where to bowl, what field to set. And that's playing to his strength. So, you know, he's got that rare quality that he's able to do that.
Yep.
there are a few players who've got that sort of quality. He's fortunate to have it, and I think India are very, very happy to have him.
Well, if I were to ask you, what are the jitters that a dugout gets when he gets going and suddenly he gets out? I mean, what is the mindset of a dugout and a skipper is? I mean, because he never looks troubled even if he gets out on the first delivery. Your views?
Well, I think in the India team, I don't think there will be too much of a problem because, they've also got some very good players. So, if he doesn't come off, it just means somebody else has got to step up. They've got the quality within the side for somebody to say, listen, it's my turn now and step up. He's not going to do it all the time. You were hoping that he would, but it's not going to happen. But, if you look right through the squad, there are players who are capable of doing that. The only problem for India is going to be that, they need, at some point in time, their lower order are going to be tested. Most of the time, they don't get to the lower order because the batters get the job done. That can be a good thing and it can be a bad thing, providing the batters keep doing what they're supposed to do. But, there may come a time where the batters fail. Now you're calling upon the lower middle order to do the heavy lifting when they have had limited opportunities before that. So that's the thing they've got to balance.
Well, playing in India, does that give an added advantage to these kids who've just sprung up from the IPL? Considering they have one match in Pakistan as in Colombo when they face Pakistan. Do you think there'll be any mental issues going and playing there, Roland Butcher?
Listen, I mean, playing at home creates pressure, especially if you're expected to do well. There's a huge expectation for India to not just do well at this tournament, but to go on and win it. So playing at home, that's tremendous pressure on the players. They're very fortunate that within that squad, they've got a lot of very experienced players who have absorbed that pressure over a long period, both home and away. So they know what the expectation is and they know how to handle it. And that is important to have that experience within the side. But for a young player, it is huge, huge pressure because he may have done well in the IPL, which is obviously a lesser competition than the World Cup. Now you're playing against the best teams in the world and you have been thrust in a situation where the nation expects you to deliver. So that creates pressure for the young player.
Absolutely. In fact, unfortunately, that's all the time that we have. I thank Roland Butcher, Sunil Yashkalra and Asadullah Khan for joining us on this special broadcast regarding the T20 World Cup.